President Trump told reporters today aboard Air Force One that he'd love to run for president again in 2028, but added, quote, "I haven't really thought about it." You haven't thought about it? You have merch. That's like James Cameron saying he hasn't thought about Avatar 4.
The world of American politics has often blurred the line between governance and entertainment. As the spotlight returns to former President Donald Trump, his latest remarks aboard Air Force One once again stir public debate. Trump told reporters he'd love to run again in 2028, adding that he hasn't really thought about it. The statement quickly sparked headlines, reviving discussions about ambition, legality, and legacy.
President Trump announced over the weekend that he will impose an additional 10% tariff on imports from Canada after the province of Ontario released an ad that showed former President Ronald Reagan criticizing tariffs, which is bad news for this lady who just imported something from Canada.
Trump's political theatrics have long been a defining feature of his career. Over the weekend, he announced new tariffs on imports from Canada, a move that echoed the trade tensions of his first term. While the policy itself drew criticism, what captured attention most was his timing, just as Ontario released an ad showing Ronald Reagan denouncing tariffs, highlighting a deep irony in modern conservative economics.
President Trump announced last week that a friend sent a check to cover military paychecks during the government shutdown. Now they just need to convert it from Marlboro miles. President Trump attended a dinner hosted by the Association of Southeast Asian Nations yesterday in Malaysia. You know, whenever I get bummed out about what a bad president he is and how he's destroying the country, I remember that at least he still has to do stuff he hates.
In another surprising move, Trump claimed that a friend had sent a check to cover military paychecks during a government shutdown. Critics called it a publicity stunt. Others saw it as a symbolic gesture. The story reinforced Trump's reputation for spectacle. Politics, for him, was always a performance. From trade dinners to global summits, Trump's discomfort on the world stage became almost legendary. At a dinner with Southeast Asian leaders, observers noted his visible disinterest. He seemed detached, surrounded by people and cultures he neither knew nor cared to understand. For a man who thrived on adoration, diplomatic formality felt like punishment.
Trump loves trolling everyone with talk of a third term. When he met with Democratic leaders in the Oval Office before the shutdown a few weeks ago, he made sure to bring some of his dumb hat.
Yet the absurdities continued. When reporters asked if Trump enjoyed gambling, the White House press secretary hesitated. The question sounded almost comic. After all, he once owned casinos. But such moments reflected a deeper truth. Trump's presidency often blurred logic, leaving his staff scrambling to rationalize the irrational.
President Donald Trump posted pictures on his Truth Social on Tuesday. In the photos, take a look. A Trump 2028 hat can be seen sitting on his desk, teasing a third term.
Hollywood, too, was drawn into the drama. After actor Robert De Niro called Trump a Nazi, the White House fired back, labeling De Niro a sad, broken old man. The verbal clash symbolized a growing cultural divide. Politics wasn't just policy anymore. It would show business at its loudest.
He also posted these photos of their Oval Office meeting on Monday with Trump 2028 hats prominently displayed on his desk. A nod, Tony, to a potential third term that the law does not allow.
Amidst the noise, Trump's local appearances continued. At a tele-rally in New Jersey, he praised a Republican candidate's promise to lower energy costs. For Trump's base, such moments were comforting, reminders of the strongman image they revered. Yet behind the cheers, economic realities remained unchanged.
It's so weird to make a hat for a thing that can't happen. Wearing a Trump 2028 hat is like wearing a hat that says Super Bowl champion, New York Jets. And by the way, I just want to congratulate my crew on the Jets winning their first game of the season on Sunday.
When Trump later appeared in the Oval Office with Democratic leaders, the meeting took a strange turn. Photographs from the session revealed hats labeled Trump 2028 placed on his desk. What might have been a serious discussion about government funding became another headline about political trolling. The hats, impossible under the Constitution's two-term limit, were a taunt, an inside joke between Trump and his followers.
I have never seen a fan base so happy to be 1-7. When I came in this morning, they were sobbing, hugging each other, screaming, "We did it." My security guards, John and Jim, even had their faces painted green and white. At least I think it was paint. I always forget that Jim is half Hulk on his father's side.
For Democrats present at the meeting, the gesture was unsettling. It symbolized a disregard for norms, a mocking of democracy itself. One attendee later described it as the strangest thing ever, a moment where politics felt less like governance and more like absurd theater. Political analysts quickly weighed in. Trump's suggestion of a third term was, by law, impossible. The Constitution limits presidents to 2 terms. But in Trump's world, the Constitution was a barrier. It was a prop. His goal wasn't policy change, but media control. The spectacle was the message.
Come on, the strangest thing ever. Don't you live in Brooklyn? If someone rollerbladed into a Brooklyn deli wearing a full mermaid costume, the only thing anyone would say is, "The usual, Jeff?" It's not even the strangest thing Trump has done. Not long before that meeting, he wandered onto the roof of the White House. I mean, just be thankful the meeting was indoors. Also,
behind the jokes and defiance lay a darker reality. Trump's approval ratings were plummeting. Polls showed him hitting record lows, both personally and historically. For any other politician, such numbers would signal an end. For Trump, they were fuel. He portrayed unpopularity as proof of persecution, turning criticism into loyalty. Still, experts noted that this pattern repeated throughout his career. Every controversy strengthened his hold on supporters who believed the system was rigged against him. To them, Trump was not a politician. He was a crusader fighting elites and media bias.
President Trump is not ruling out running for a third term. Here's what he had to say on board Air Force One as he headed to Japan.
I would love to do it. I have my best numbers ever. It's very terrible. I have my best numbers. If you read it, am I not ruling it out? You'll have to tell me.
In one interview, Trump even boasted about his health, claiming he'd undergone a perfect MRI. Doctors never use such terms, yet his words revealed something essential about his character, a relentless need to appear unbeatable, even in the face of ridicule. Observers say Trump's ongoing provocations, talk of a third term, exaggerated medical claims, and constant trolling serve a single purpose: distraction. By turning every issue into spectacle, he ensures control over public attention, even when policies fail or scandals grow.
Donald Trump's doing absolutely awful in the minds of the American people. What are we talking about? We're talking about new lows for Donald Trump. He's hit new lows for himself. The bottom line is Donald Trump is at the lowest point ever in either of his terms.
In the end, Donald Trump's political story remains one of contradictions. Loved and loathed, mocked and admired, he continues to shape America's political narrative long after leaving office. Whether through hats, headlines, or hollow promises, one thing remains clear. Trump's stage may change, but the show never ends.